Audience, please be seated. Wherever you find a seat, please take the seat. Audience, please be seated. People at the back, please be seated. Welcome, dear friends, to a night where witches, kings, orators, lovers, and villains will dance across the stage in a celebration of Shakespeare's brilliance.
Before we begin, we humbly request you all to switch off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an enchanting night of timeless drama, where words transcend centuries, as our participants echo Shakespeare's words and emotions that all the world's a stage, and all men and women merely players. We step into the world of Bard, whose stories of love, power, tragedy, and comedy have shaped the very foundation of theater. His works explore the depths of human emotion, and we are honored to bring these immortal characters to life for you.
Thank you, audience, for this overwhelming response. Please take your seats and maintain silence. We are about to begin.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players.
They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
His acts being 7 ages, at first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms.
And then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face.
Creeping like a snail, unwillingly to school. And then the lover sighing like a furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow.
Then a soldier full of strange oaths, and bearded like a pard, jealous in honor.
Sudden and quick in quarrel,
Seeking the bubble's reputation even in the cannon's mouth.
And then the justice in fair round belly with good cape lined.
With eyes severe and beard of formal cuts, full of vices and modern instances. And so he plays his part.
The sixth stage shifts into a lean and slippered pantaloon. With spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved a world too wide.
For his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, turning again to a childish treble.
Pipes and whistle in his sound, last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history.
His second childishness and mere oblivions, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. All the world's a stage.
Tonight, our performers will compete for the Shakespeare Trophy. Each performance is a result of teamwork and collaboration. We also have awards for the sound and light category and creativity and stagecraft. I take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed panel of judges. Tonight, we have with us Dr. Sanjay Mukherjee. It is an honor to introduce our esteemed judge, Dr. Sanjay Mukherjee, a highly respected scholar in poetry and cultural studies. With an MA and PhD from Maharaja Sayaji Rao University, Dr. Mukherjee is currently a professor and IQAC coordinator at the university's Department of English. He brings with him over 27 years of teaching and 20 years of research experience to his work, with 4 books, 22 research papers, and the mentor of numerous PhD scholars under his belt. His academic contributions have earned him international fellowships with invitations to universities across the globe. In addition, he is an award-winning poet, recognized with prestigious accolades such as the Rabindranath Tagore Award. We are privileged to have him here with us. We heartily welcome you, sir. Our next judge is Ms. Sapna Doshi. Sapna ma'am is no stranger to the TGES family. She has been associated with SNK and with Wadi as she taught literature in English in grade 9 to 12 for 7 long years. She has also guided and helped numerous students for various competitive exams. She has a keen interest in reading and baking, and at present, she has found faith in pranic healing and believes that healing can change lives. Her life mantra is, let go of the past, embrace the present, and the future will bring unbound joy and success. We welcome you, ma'am. Next, we have with us Mr. Umesh Kumar Radhakrishnan. Umesh sir is an esteemed educator with 27 years of experience in English language and literature. Currently serving as the head of the English department at Galaxy School in Wadi, he is also a dedicated teacher trainer. Dr. Radhakrishnan has a special interest in poetry and dramatics, fostering creativity and critical thinking among his students. His commitment to educational excellence and passion for literature makes him a respected figure in the academic community. We welcome you, sir.
Let the magic of Shakespeare unfold before your eyes as we begin with the iconic balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet. This scene from Romeo and Juliet stands as a timeless emblem of love's innocence and intensity. Set under the cloak of twinkling twilight, this pivotal moment allows Romeo and Juliet to express their profound feelings for one another, transcending the bitter rivalry between their families. As Romeo secretly admires Juliet from below, she, unaware of his presence, muses on the impossibility of their love. Their dialogue captures the excitement and yearning of young romance, while also hinting at the looming tragedy. This enchanting exchange not only highlights the beauty of their connection, but also underscores the societal forces that threaten to tear them apart, setting the stage for the heart-wrenching journey ahead. Put your hands together for Juhu Varmora as Juliet and Karanj Meghpara as Romeo.
It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars, as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven, would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, be but sworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
It is but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's in a name, for which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, detain that dear perfection, which he owes without that title. Oh, Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee to thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou, that this bescreened in night, so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
Oh, Romeo, how camest you thee hither? Tell me, and wherefore? These orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and this place death considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do that dare, love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they see thee, they will murder thee.
I have the night's cloak to hide me from their sight. But thou love me. Let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
Thou knowest, the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek. For that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I spoke. But farewell compliment. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet, if thou swearest, thou mayest prove false. At lovers' perjuries they say, Jove laughs. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. And if thou thinkest some too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. So thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond. Therefore, thou mayest think my behavior light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess. But thou overheardst me, ere I was aware, my true love's passion. Therefore, pardon me, not impute this yielding to light love, which this dark night had so discovered.
Lady, by the yonder blessed moon I swear that...
Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, which monthly changes her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by then?
Well, do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be. Ere one cannot say, it lightens. Sweet, good night. This bud of love, by summer's ripening breath, may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet. Good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as that within my breast.
Wow, that was truly mesmerizing. After this beautiful glimpse of a young, passionate love, we take you to the chaotic world of Rome. After the assassination of the Roman general and statesman, Julius Caesar, Hans Nikakkar as Brutus will deliver a compelling speech justifying Caesar's assassination, appealing to crowds' emotions to persuade them of its necessity to save Rome from tyranny and ambition. Brutus argues with the logic and reason, saying that he loved Rome more than Caesar and asking the crowd if they would rather be with Caesar or be slaves. Caesar's better parts shall be crowned in Brutus's.
Then Antony enters with Caesar's body. Prince Cotardia as Mark Antony will deliver the famous speech that commences with an emotional tone. His speech is a masterclass in rhetoric, where he initially appears to align with the conspirators, especially Brutus. However, Antony subtly shifts the crowd's emotions, reminding them of Caesar's virtues and questioning the justification for his murder. By appealing to the crowd's feelings, Antony incites a rebellion against the conspirators, ultimately turning the public against them.
Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause and be silent, that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and awake your senses, that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus' love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I loved Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living to die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that will not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply. Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than what you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. his glory not extenuated, for wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth, as which of you shall not? With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself when it shall please my country to need my death. Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony by our permission is allowed to make. I do entreat you, not a man depart, save I alone, till Antony have spoke.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here under the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When then the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal. I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. Sure, Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without a cause. What cause withhold you then to mourn for him? O judgment, thou art fled to Brutus' beasts, and men have lost their reason. bear with me. My heart is in the coffin, there with Caesar, and I must pause till it's come back to me, till it come back to me, till it come back to me.
Thank you, Antony and Prince, for the thought-provoking and captivating performance. We give our volunteers and judges few minutes for stagecraft and score our participants.
In thunder, lightning, or in rain.
When the hurly-burly is done, when the battle is lost and won,
that will be ere the set of sun.
Where the blaze
upon the heath,
there to meet with Macbeth.
I come, Grey Malkin.
Paddock calls.
Anon.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and fill the air.
Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and fill the air. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and fill the air.
Hover through the fog and fill the air.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I, a roin to which the Rumfedrunian cries. Ha 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 ha. Her husband to Elapagon, masters of the tiger. But in a sieve I'll titter sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee a wind.
Thou art kind.
And I another.
I, myself, have all the other. And the very ports they blow. All the quarters that they know in the shipman's cart. I'll drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day. Hang upon his fantail's lid. He shall live a man forbid. Very cyanides, 9 times 9. Shall it dwindle, peak, and pine? Though his bark cannot be lost, it should be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me. Show me!
Here I have a pilot's thumb. Wrecked as homeward he did come.
A trum, Macbeth.com.
The weird sisters, hand in hand, boasters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it called the forest? What are these, so withered and wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth and yet are on it? Live you, or are you aught? That man may question. You seem to understand me, by each at once, her chappy fingers laying upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glance.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? To my noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope, in which he seems wrapped with all. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not. Speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Hail!
Hail! Hail!
Lesser than Macbeth and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. All hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Final's death, I know I am the Thane of Glams. But how of Cawdor? Thane of Cawdor lives a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greetings? Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted, as breath into the wind. Would they have stayed?
For such things here as we do speak about, or have we eaten on some insane roots that takes us to the risen prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king!
That indeed was truly spine-tingling and thrilling. Next, we have Falak Shah as Viola, a young woman who survives a shipwreck and washes on the shores of Illyria. She is disguised as a man named Cesario,
who finds a job as a page to the ruler of Illyria, Duke Orsino. She has fallen in love with the Duke, but Duke loves the Countess, and he sends Viola as Cesario to woo her. The Countess falls in love with Cesario instead of the Duke. This monologue and perplexity of Cesario attempting to untangle the love triangle, while Falak's performance certainly challenges Shakespeare's words that love given sought is good, but given unsought is better. In Viola's case, it is only a recipe for disaster.
I left no ring with her. Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is, it should be so returned. It be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eyes. If not, be it his that finds it. She took the ring of me. I'll none of it. What means this lady? Fortune forbid, my outsides have not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that sure me thought her eyes had lost her tongue. For she did speak in starts, distracted. Oh no, she loves me. Sure, the cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring, none of my lord's ring, why he sent her none. I am the man, if it be so, as it is. Poor lady, she were better live a dream. Disguise, I see, thou art a wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy it is for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms. Alas, 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 our frailty is the cause, not we. 'Cause such as we are made of, such we be. How will this fetch? How will this fetch? My master loves her dearly. And I, poor monster, fond as much on him. And she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now, alas the day, what thriftless sigh shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time, thou must untangle this knot, I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Thank you, Falak, for giving us a glimpse of all the confusion and unsought love can bring up. Let us witness another strong Shakespeare's female character, Paulina from Winter's Tale. It is not a fashion to see a lady take a stand against a tyrant, especially when she is not under a guise of a man. In this monologue, we see a speech by one of the earliest feminist icons. Julie Shaw, as Paulina, will challenge the masculine order with an act of defiance against the king, full of pent-up rage. Using sarcasm, Paulina retributes King for his poor judgment to doubt his wife, and curses him as he remains unmoved and unquestioned for the supposed death of the queen.
What study torments, tyrant, thou hast for me? What wheels, racks, or fires? What flaying, boiling in leads or oils? What old on newer tortures must I receive, whose every one deserves to taste of thy most worst? Thy tyranny, together working with thy jealousies, fancies, too weak for boys, too green and idle for girls of 9. Oh, think what they have done. Oh, think what they have done, and then run mad indeed. Stark mad! For thy bygone fooleries were but spices of it. That thou betrayed Perplexities, 'twas nothing. That did but show thee a fool, inconsistent and damnable and grateful. Nor was much that thou wouldst have poisoned good Camillio's honor. To have him kill a king? Poor trespasses. More monstrous standing by whereof I reckon, the casting forth to crows thy baby daughter, to be none of little, though a devil would have shed water out of fire ere done it. Nor is it directly laid to thee, the death of the young prince, whose honorable thoughts high for one so tender, cleft the heart, that could conceive such a gross and foolish sire, blemished this gracious dam. This is not, no, late to thy answer, but the last. Oh lords, the queen, the sweetest, dearest creature's dead, and vengeance for it not dropped down yet. I say she's dead. I'll swear it, and if bird nor oath prevail not, go and see, and if you can bring tincture or luster to her lip, her eye, heat outwardly or breath within, I'll serve thee as I would do the gods. But, oh thou tyrant, do not repent for these things, for they are heavier than all thy woes could stir. Therefore betake thee, do nothing but despair. 8,000 knees, 10,000 years together, naked, fasting, upon a barren mountain, still winter, in storm perpetual, could not move the gods to look that way thou wert.
Thank you, Julie, for that heart-wrenching and passionate outburst portraying the raw emotions of anger and agony. Next in line is another moving performance by Samyak Doshi. Let us step into the mind of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, a figure caught in the grip of deep reflection. This soliloquy, to be or not to be, is not just a contemplation of life and death, but a profound exploration of human existence. In this moment, Hamlet weighs the unbearable suffering of life against the uncertain peace of death, questioning the very essence of what it means to endure. This soliloquy stands as a powerful reflection of Hamlet's internal conflict, torn between decisive action and crippling hesitation, burdened by revenge, grief, and the weight of expectations. Hamlet faces a struggle that transcends his own fate, speaking to the universal human conditions. Here we witness Hamlet at his most vulnerable, unraveling the timeless conflict between suffering and escape, choice and fate. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Samyak Doshi as Hamlet, accompanied by Astha Amrutya, who will bring to life Hamlet's wretched state of mind with her dance moves.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's a respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would far else bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that, the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native view of resolution sicklied over with the pale cast of thought, enterprises of great bit and moment. With this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Softy now. The fair Ophelia, nymph in thy horizons, be all my sins remembered. Be all my sins remembered. Be all my sins remembered.
Thank you, Samyak, for this phenomenal performance that has left us all feeling the pangs of mortal coil. Mortal coil, a recurrent theme in Shakespeare's plays, as it not only shapes the themes, but also the characters. We present before you a duet of Lady Macbeth and Portia. These two women juxtapose the perils of unchecked ambition and the virtue of mercy through their famous lines in the plays Macbeth and Merchant of Venice. Though both the women are creations of Shakespeare and have emerged from the same source, they demonstrate opposite personalities. One, she, as Lady Macbeth, will portray the raw emotions of hunger for power and throne. She is an epitome of evil ambition who summons the sinful spirits to free her from womanly weaknesses like love, affection, and compassion. Dia, on the other hand, will present Portia from the Merchant of Venice as she pleads for mercy and justice. Her gentle demeanor and plea is an attempt to soften the wronged and vengeful hearts. The pole apart personalities demonstrate the different shades of women as devised by Shakespeare. Let us welcome Vanshi and Dia, the intertwined Shakespearean women.
The raven himself is horse that crooks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts and sex me. Fill me from the crown to the toe top, full of direst cruelty. Ah! Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come, come, to my woman's breast. And take my milk for gold, you muttering ministers! Wherever, in your sightless substances, you wait for nature's mischief. Come, thick night. Pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of dark to cry, hold, hold, hold.
The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives and him that takes. It is the mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy, mercy is above this sceptered sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God Himself. An earthly power doth then show like as gods, when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in course of justice none of us shall see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea. As reminders to those who follow to weigh their choices and consider the virtues of mercy and perils of unchecked ambition.
Thank you, Diya and Vanshi. We will remember your stories, especially when we are at the crossroads of life.
It will be unfair to talk about mercy without mentioning its arch rival, revenge. Revenge and deep-rooted vengeance runs its course wild. The question is, as a society, do we understand and address the cause of this vengeance? Or just do what we are conditioned to do, to turn a blind eye to the cause of this vengeance? Purvill will present this case as Shylock, a Jewish moneylender in Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice. He is portrayed vengeful and bitter, demanding a pound of Antonio's flesh for a collateral for a loan. Shylock's character embodies themes of rage and revenge, highlighting tensions between Christians and Jews in Venice. He has suffered endless discriminations at the hands of his enemies and questions why he should not be allowed to extract his revenge. This speech presents his plight that echoes through centuries. Shakespeare presents Shylock's aggression, which has born out of unfair treatment he was subjected to. But in the end, it is always the mercy that is victorious, and revenge stands down, defeated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Purvis Soratia as Shylock.
Shylock! Shylock!
Why, Shylock? I'm sure if Antonio forfeit his bond, you'll not take his flesh. What's that good for?
To bait fish withal. If it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He hath disgraced me and hindered me 500,000. Laughed at my losses, mocked at my gains, scorned my nation, thwarted my bargains, cooled my friends, heated mine enemies, and what's his reason? I am a Jew. Hath not a Jew eyes? Hath not a Jew hands? Organs? Dimensions? Senses? Affections? Passions? Fed with the same food? Hurt with the same weapon? Subject to the same diseases? Healed by the same means? Warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is? If you break us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge. If a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example. Why? Revenge. The villainy you teach me, I will execute. And it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction.
Thank you, Purvil, for that compelling speech. Up next, to lighten our mood, is an intriguing composition by Dhriti Delwadia, Parita Mehta, Ayushi Antala, and Riya Patel. These girls are set to explore the idea of love. Love that makes world go round. Love that is blind, sometimes deaf, fuzzy, and at times completely messy. Our performers will walk you through the different perspectives of love. These nuances of love, as captured by Shakespeare through the eyes of four iconic women of his plays: Juliet, Portia, Rosalind, and Emilia. Parita, as Juliet from Romeo and Juliet, portrays the youthful and impulsive love. Then we meet Portia from The Merchant of Venice, who is played by Ayushi, a woman from whom love is devotion and is an emotional and intellectual experience. From this intensity, we transcend into Rosalind from As You Like It. Ria, portraying Rosalind, showcases the witty, envious, and authoritative side of love, who sees it as a calculated transaction. And lastly is Emilia from Othello, who advocates a more seasoned, realistic, yet negatively poignant form of love. Thriti, as Emilia, advocates the idea that love is blind, but marriage is a real eye-opener. Join us in this journey of love in all the forms, shapes, and complexities.
Was on fire and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do. I never dreamed that I'd meet somebody like you, and I never dreamed that I'd lose somebody like you.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. And if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. It is but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? It's no hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man? Or be some other name? What's in a name? That which we call a rose. By any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
You see me, Lord Bassanio, where I stand, such as I am. Though for myself alone, I would not be ambitious in my wish to wish myself much better. Yet for you, I would be treble 20 times myself, 1,000 times more fair, 10,000 times more rich. That only to stand high in your account, I might in virtue, beauties, living, strengths exceed account. But the full sum of me is sum of something which to term engross is an unlessoned girl, unschooled,
unpracticed. Happy in this, she is not yet so old, but she may learn. Happier than this, she is not yet so dull, but she can learn. Happiest of all is that her gentle spirit, which commits itself to yours, to be directed as from her Lord, her governor, her king. Myself and what is mine to you and yours is now converted. But now I was the lord of this fair mansion, master of my servants and queen over myself. And even now, but now, this house, these servants, and this same myself are yours, my lords. I give them with this ring, which when you part from, lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love and be my vantage to exclaim on you.
And why? I pray you, who might be your mother, that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? What though you have no beauty, as by my faith I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed. Must you be therefore proud and pitiless? Why? What means this? Why do you look on me? I see no more in you than in ordinaries of nature's sale work. Odds my little life. I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No faith, proud mistress, hope not for it. It's not your inky brows, your black silk hair, your puggle eyeballs, nor your cheek of cream that can enter my spirits to your worship. You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her, like foggy south puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a proper man than she a woman. It's such fools as you that make the world full of ill-favored children. And it's not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her linear mans can show her. But mistress, know yourself, down on your knees, for I must tell you, friendly in your ear. Sell when you can, you are not follow markets, cry the man mercy, love him, take his offer. Foul is most foul. Being foul, to be a scoffer? So take her to thee, shepherd, fare you well.
But I do think it is their husbands' fault if wives do fall. Say that they slack their duties and pour our treasures into foreign laps, or else break out in peevish jealousies, throwing restraint upon us, or say they strike us, or scant our former having in despite. Why, we have cause, and though we have some grace, yet have we some revenge. Let husbands know their wives have senses like them. They see and smell and have their palates both, for sweet and sour, as husbands have. What is it that they do when they change us for others? Is it for sport? I think it is. And doth affection breed it? I think it doth. Is it frailty that does us so too? It is too. Then let husbands know the ills we do. Their wills instruct us so.
Won by wooing thee. I do love nothing in the world more than you. Is that not strange?
My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite.
If thou rememberest the slightest folly that love did ever make thee run into, thou hast not love.
To love or to be loved is the question.
Thank you, girls, for offering us a feast of love. We pick what we like, ignore what we don't, but all will be touched, moved, and fed with love as offered by Shakespeare.
Like they say, true love stories never have endings. So, our love affair with Shakespeare cannot end. It can simply pause, and we will do it in a true Shakespearean style. Epilogues. Epilogue has been a unique way to say goodbye without even saying goodbye. Shakespeare has always made sure to charm his audience with his unique words of farewell while promoting his plays. Here, we present a special performance and we call it a Medley of Epilogues. This medley consists of excerpts from different plays such as You Like It, Tempest, Henry VIII, A Midsummer's Night Dream, and All's Well That Ends Well. Tamanna will present this medley that ends with a favorite epilogue by Rosalind from As You Like It. With help of your good hands, please welcome Tamanna.
is 10-1 that this play can never please all that are here. Some come to take their ease and sleep an act or two, but those we fear, we have frightened with our trumpet. If we, shadows, have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. All is well ended. If this soon be one, that you express content, which we will pay with strife to please you, day exceeding day. Now my charms are all overthrown. What strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. It is not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but it is no more unhandsome than to see the Lord the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, 'tis true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays prove the better with the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in then, that I am neither a good epilogue nor cannot insinuate with you in behalf of a good play. I am not furnished like a beggar, therefore to beg will not become me. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love you bear to women. As I perceive by your simpering, none of you hates them, that between you and the women the play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had beards that pleased me, complexions that liked me, and breadths that I defined not. And I am sure, as many as have good beards, or good faces, or sweet breaths, will on my kind offer, when I make courtesy, bid me farewell. Give me your hands. Give me your hands, if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
Thank you, Tamanna, for this delightful medley. I take this opportunity to invite all the volunteers and team members to come on stage. Our volunteers have worked closely with the performers. The idealization, conceptualization, and execution have shaped today's event. Thank you, volunteers. Hear ye, Gather close, noble guests and performers alike, for the hour hath come to bestow honors upon the finest of knights. The champions of this eve be hailed for the mastery of bards' words and ways. We invite Umesh Sir to present the certificates to the winners for the stagecraft and creativity category. We invite Umesh Sir to give us few words on today's event.
All a world's a stage. So it proves that the bard's words still fill houses. So let's clap for the bard first. It was a crime for Komal ma'am and her team of teachers to ask us to judge performances. Each one exceeded the other, always. How can we sit to judge? Let's stand and give them a loud standing ovation for the whole beautiful effort. Wonderfully done. Wonderfully done. How can, please sit. With every passing performance, I couldn't find anywhere where I could cut marks or say that this was not up to the mark. And if the earlier performances were right according to their parts, where do you place when 4 characters of 4 different plays come together? How do you compare them with the earlier ones? Each one outshines the other. And the women characters, the props, the sets, the dialogue delivery and the sound effects. I did question Komal ma'am as to why are you putting us to such a thing. I hope Dr. Mukherjee and ma'am agrees with me on this, that it was quite a task to judge. It should have been just a performance. We would have loved to not have those papers and sit and enjoy with you all. Well, we do want to see such programs a lot more. Is the audience in agreement? Yes. And a big round of applause for the audience. Wonderful, beautiful. Thank you for being here tonight. It has been a houseful event. Yes. Thank you.
And now, for the Best Props, Stagecraft and Creativity Award goes to Gia Calaria for the Romeo and Juliet performance. Gia Galeria for the Hamlet performance. So, please confer the awards. Now, we invite Sapna ma'am to present the certificates to the winners for the sound and lighting category. The best sound lighting award goes to Arya Karedra, Vishwam Delwadia, Dhey Pipalya and Hit Adeshna for the individual performances. Now, I would like to invite, and thank you, ma'am. Now, I invite Dr. Sanjay Mukherjee to present the trophy for the best performance. Now for the best performance, I say unto thee, let it be known that none shone brighter than Tamanna Dhameja. Please everybody welcome Tamanna on the stage. Verily, thou hast graced this stage with thy spirit and skill, breathing life into the very lines of Shakespeare. Thy command of both voice and heart hath left us all enraptured. I would like to invite all the winners upon the stage, please. Give a huge round of applause for the winners. Thank you, winners. We express our heartfelt gratitude towards the TGES Sound and Light team, Costume and Props Department. Thank you, audience, for being a part of our endeavor. Your presence means a lot. And so, as the curtains fall on our celebration of Shakespeare, we are reminded once again the timeless power of his words. And so, we bid you good night. In the words of Bard himself, good night, parting in such a sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Until we meet again, may the words of Shakespeare live on in your hearts and minds. Now, we would like to invite the heartbeat of this show, Komal ma'am, on the stage. Her unwavering dedication and passion for the event and for her students has been the driving force behind this exceptional night. Let's give her a huge round of applause as she joins us to share a few words. Please rise for the national anthem. सावधान।
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय है,
भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा,
द्राविड उत्कल बंगा,
विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा,
उज्जल जलधि तरंगा,
तब शुभ नामे जागे,
तब शुभ आशीष मागे,
गाए तब जय गाथा,
जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे,
भारत भाग्य विधाता,
जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
विश्राम। And we would like